Woo! Day five. So I hope that made you get a little bit, I don't know, maybe concerned. You're like, oh God, what's he doing now? Day five. So how do we make this a lifestyle? That's the question. How do we make it a lifestyle? The most important thing in making it a lifestyle is that we focus on the small things. We focus on how we're doing. We focus on how far we've come. We look at what we can gain rather than what we can lose, right? We often look at, well, I'm gonna lose these friendships with friends if I don't drink as much, or I'm going to, I don't know, whatever, right? Like we get in this mentality that we just can't do it. So what we do instead to make a lifestyle is we build in these small habits and we compound them over time. And we use that small but mighty mentality. It's not about losing 50 pounds tomorrow. It's about learning to love the journey and accept yourself. And then you build to love, then you come to love yourself. And in the process, you're no longer attached to, I have to have this outcome, or I'll be happy when I have this outcome. You start to instead look at the daily process. You look at, last week I couldn't do this way, like I couldn't do a push-up on my toes, and now because I've put small efforts in, I'm now doing 2 push-ups from my toes, type of thing. And over the course of weeks, months, years, all of a sudden you look at how far you've come and you realize, holy crap, look how far I've come. It's not about like taking all the chips and chocolate in your cupboard and throwing them out and being like, I'm never going to eat that stuff again, because reality says that's not going to happen. We're going to have those foods. We're going to enjoy them. We're going to love them, rather than being in resistance to them, rather than being like, no, I have to stay away from them for the rest of my life. Why? Wouldn't you rather, doesn't it feel better for you to have a balance, to have an 80-20 lifestyle, maybe a 70-30? It's up to you. Making it a lifestyle means that you're also not exercising simply for the purpose of so that you can eat XYZ, right? I mean, many people do that, many do. But for me, anyways, I want to exercise because of how I feel in my body. I want to eat foods that benefit me and my body because of how it feels in my body, right? Will there be times where I have chocolate bars? Will there be time where I have chips? Will there be times where I eat pizza? Of course there is. Of course there is. But it's about giving yourself that compassion along the way, realizing that you're not perfect. Nobody's perfect, and you'll never be perfect. Realize that you will mess up, but also realize that you're going to go a long way if you be consistent. You're going to go a long way if you decide to take small steps. I think it's Martin Luther King Jr. said, you don't have to see the entire staircase to take the first step. And honestly, the journey of life is just a series of steps. You'll go forward a couple, then you'll get shoved back a few. And that's an opportunity to look at, okay, well, what can I learn here? How far have I come already? Yeah, I got pushed back a few steps, but I learned so much on the way forward that I'm able to jump to the next few steps instead of having to go as slow. You've built in the habits that allow you to catapult yourself in a way forward. And that's awesome. It's said that 1% better per day equates to 37% increase per year. And because that's compounding, next year is not 74%, it's actually like 300 and some, and then 1,000 and some percent better. Again, I use air quotations quite a bit because it's all subjective, it's all interpretational, it's all a perspective. And the most important thing is that you allow yourself to be on the journey, allow yourself to screw up, allow yourself to succeed. But no matter what, keep going, keep going. right? It's you build the habits, you build the self-trust, you surround yourself with positive people, you make your environment beneficial to you in a long term versus just the short term. Throwing out the chips today isn't going to guarantee that they never come back, right? But maybe instead you remove the chips from your cupboard today and you purposely go buy a small bag of chips or big on Saturday, and then come Sunday, they're gone. And then you can repeat that process next Saturday, but you're setting yourself up for success versus not planning at all will set yourself up for the unknown. And by the unknown, I mean more opportunities to just make an emotional grab, right? That emotional decision. And I mean, it happens, right? So creating a lifestyle is what you make it. Creating a lifestyle is having all those little habits, putting them all together, changing your identity, making new behaviors, small steps, realizing that you screw up, cheer yourself on, high five yourself in the mirror every morning. Mel Robbins, high five. Move your body differently. Try to move your body more often than maybe you currently are. And that's how you create a lifestyle. You create a lifestyle by repeating small steps over and over. You don't run a marathon. You don't just get up and run a marathon if you've never ran before, but you do put on your shoes. All right. See you later, everybody. Thank you so much for joining this 5-day Kickstart. Ciao.